Thanks for staying with us. So, Jaywon, while reacting to his recent ordeal at the airport, said that people who are not politicians are worse than politicians themselves. Now, this brings us to the revelation by the ICPC chairman, where he highlighted that over a staggering 300 houses were recovered from just 2 civil servants. We'd like to hear your thoughts on this, because in the recent times, the leaders of your view have started this hashtag, we the people. We the people, because we have to bar our we the people. What are we doing? Yes, the government have their own fault. We've been on their case from day one. They didn't do this, they didn't do that, they've not done that. Yes, we list and we highlight the issues of the government every single day. But we the people, what are we doing? Have we also taken advantage of the loopholes within the government policy to enrich ourselves? This is what we've seen. So the civil servants here that ICPC reported, I think it was an FCC, was doing, there was a committee that was set up to investigate these things, and it was there that was revealed that 2 people, one has, I think, 241.
Yeah. It's something else. The other one has 60.
That's 60.
Total of 300 and something.
So these people, and how did they determine, how did they find out? Because they realized that these houses, many of these real estate were empty. And if you really use bank money, you will not leave them empty, because you have
need it to work for you.
So you have to recoup the money to pay back the banks. So it's from money that has been diverted, that has been stolen, laundered. These are money that are being used to buy these houses and real estate. So how do we begin to speak to ourselves? Because we have all taken advantage of these poor governmental policies and systems to enrich ourselves. And that's what our focus is on today. We the people. What are we doing? Civil servants. Jaywon to share his own experience. He's saying our we are the ones even worse than these politicians.
There used to be dignity in living simple. So I had aunties who, when they show up for events, they slay. They go back to their own room and parlor self-contained. Life even didn't fall. They were dignified in their lives. They had dignity in their trade. They would be called by their trade. One, now pepper at the ground, the other at the sell. And when they sell pepper for you, they sell it with dignity and pride. They did not lose. But when money now became the standard for respect and everything, gradually but surely, we lost it. Those people that felt, let me wait, and they call for deal. And slowly, you will do anything, make it kinchatilowo, wire, and all of that became legit. And before you know it, you started seeing people justifying it when their children do a certain kind of work and say, it's what everybody is doing. Because it's popular, it makes it okay. Gradually, that's how we have allowed this. An average Nigerian is sitting in a public office. It starts from even investigating crimes. If you lose something, you pay something to find it within the security agencies. So you do simple work. You say, hey, Madam, how far now? You know, appreciate boys now. Or you're coming to report something and they're saying, they size you up to see whether...
If you can afford it.
Whether you require stress. Because they want to know at the end of the work whether you'll be appreciative, you will reward them. So
if you deserve
we
the
no
stress.
longer rely on the institutions to work on its own. So there are monies for this by institutions. We now share it for big man and class. So let's not use it now. Use
let's come to Tope.
You see what happened? I saw it happen because I flew the same airline to Benin and back. And while we went on the queue, I saw someone came in. Immediately she came in, somebody carried a bag, obviously. No problem. You can carry your bag, you settle them. And the lady stood at the back. A man went to check in for her. Like you're supposed to see the person that is flying. The person checked in for her and checked in her bag and left. We stayed in the same hotel in Benin. As she got in, they carried the bag. We came into the same hotel, in my head, I'm like, the idea is you need to be powerful. And because we use power to oppress one another. So we got back into Lagos, and an Uber driver, I think he was receiving a phone call and he slowed down. His car got clamped. And he was taken to where they would make him pay. And he was shouting, if I was powerful in Yoruba, if I was powerful, what I would have done? I did not stay 1 second. I was taking the phone call to know whether I'm going to turn towards the old airport or the new one, that I did not stay 1 second. If I was powerful, what I would have done to you people. And that is where the problem is. Because every poor Nigerian has been victimized. The moment he has money, he's going to use it to victimize the next person he can victimize. So you see people carry escorts. Reason? I don't want you to mess around with me, because if there's an escort in the car, everybody will let them go free. So everybody is struggling to be rich, not because they really need it, but so that they will not be oppressed, and so that they can oppress other people. And the greed, the stealing, we, the people of Nigeria, have been oppressed. So the next time, like what Seun Kuti said during Celebration, the debate said, if you make anybody powerful in this country, the first thing they will do is to find a way to oppress other people and empower themselves, even if you think they've never been rich before. So until we deal with the issues from the foundation, we won't get a solution to the problem. This happened with airline. We've had cases where commissioners would grant money to a project and ask for kickback. So how would the roads get done? How would the hospitals get built? We, the people of Nigeria, are the ones sabotaging our own success and our own opportunities from us seeing the development we need. We are the governments.
If you give a Nigerian a table and a chair, they automatically become a god. I read that thing in secondary school, and over the years, I have seen it play out. You have a housekeeper, you have a help, and she takes over the house, and then your visitors come, and anybody who mistakenly asks a question, why did you give me this stew instead of that stew? She takes it like they want to come and usurp her power. That is the typical Nigerian man. And one of the reasons we are faced with this is because we're all trying to survive. We're still at that level. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We're still at that lowest level, which is survival. And everybody is struggling to survive and pull the next person down because we have lost a sense of identity. We no longer know who we are. We're being defined by our qualifications. We're defined by the money in our bank accounts. We're defined by the hair we're able to wear. We're defined by the clothes. We're defined by the trips that we take. We have allowed external things define us, and we have lost the crux of who we are, which is a human being, which is supposed to love, have empathy, relate to other people as themselves. No, we have lost that. So if you do not have this power, or you cannot show that you are big in this area, we will oppress you, and when you get it, so we amass wealth, we keep it. That's why you, as a civil servant, will steal money, and only you, 200 and something houses. Are you mad? Are you okay? What are you doing with those houses? Can you sleep in more than 2 bedrooms a night?
You cannot even sleep in more than one.
You
can't only sleep in one.
In my own house, there's only one room that I sleep. I can't sleep in all the rooms at the same time. You can't. So we have lost who we are until we go back. That requires a lot of brain transplant. I always say that. That requires a lot of mindset change. That requires deliberate attempts to ensure that we uphold the values that make us human beings, not just because of what we can get. That requires us not seeking external power. Everybody's looking for external power. What we need is internal power. Till we get it, we say this thing in the next 50 years. We are in the same level.
So what we're talking about is because it is really hard to fathom how 1 or 2 individuals can actually acquire this much wealth. We connect that to the Zani's bra.
Hey, did you see this
$1 million? I mean, I think it's just so to what end?
Won't it be heavy?
It's not because you need it. Is that issue of I need power, I need influence, I need to be respected. So I like what you said earlier, that money has become the standard for respect. I mean, so how do we then ensure? How do we the standard, or how do reduce the influence of money in our society? Why must we use money as that #1 standard to earn respect and regard from people around us? I mean, that's the real issue, the crux of the issue here.
So in our civil education, in fact, the word contentment has become missing in motivational speeches. You have to go and get it, die trying, all of those things. So we must bring back those simple life standards, peace, contentment, the things that made things just simple, your own values that guide you, and that's it. When we were children, I went to Our Lady of Lourdes primary school. It was a Catholic mission school. The most beautiful things were easy, simple, and growing up, it just continued to, I'll tell you, if I wear clothes and they fit me, it doesn't matter the value. But as I was getting into secondary school, you start to meet people in class whose parents are, of course, in civil service, most of them customs then. And we didn't know the level of corruption that was possible across borders. But they will come and tell you, if it is not of value, I just bought it from abroad and all of those things. So we need to bring that back. And as long as if it is within your own circle, your child, and then you work on your child, I work on mine, maybe the next generation will be able to continue with this same value of simple life. Not until an Invictus story happens or a Hush Puppy story happens, we will not start to preach it. That be content, be simple. But while this is raining, trending, we're all hailing money. You know, fighting for the money, and wherever there's money, that's where we want to be.
Let me take this call from my cousin and come to you. Good morning, are you there? Hello? I think I lost that call. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so for me, righting this wrong has been, and I think it's pre-colonial, you know, where some people had power, they were colored, they dominated, they empowered a few, and deliberately disempowered many others so that they can further their own stake on ground. So it will start from little things like dignity of labor. Let every human being be respected for what they do, regardless of what it is. You're a cleaner, respect the cleaner, respect the gateman, respect the secretary. If we go back into dignity of labor, we would help restore respect for human rights, which is the next level. When human rights is respected, people will feel less, I don't need to be a governor to be respected. I don't need to carry police escort to be respected. I don't need to carry police escort to be safe. I don't need to be extremely rich to be respected.
Let me pause you for a second, because let me tell you why I'm pausing you, because you said something earlier. It's from inside out. If you are a cleaner and you don't have dignity in what you're doing,
thank you.
And you're waiting for Nima to say or to make you feel like yes. So I'll let you respond. If you as a cleaner are a cleaner with dignity, with confidence, people will respect you regardless of the position you are. So even we the people, we have an issue respecting what we do. We look down on ourselves.
Because we're looking at something else. May I ask to Mariah before I just want to highlight this example. Have you seen my driver?
Correct.
Would you know he's my driver?
He looks like
well dressed. He looks like DSS with his what's it called? Bluetooth. If you see him, he comes down. He will carry my bag. I used to beg him, leave my bag. I said, no, madam. He enjoys his job.
Yes.
My husband is saying, I shall not change my own driver because this guy has. He walks into this store with me, and people will come and meet him to pay. They think he's my husband. That is somebody who respects his job. I will never look down on him or talk down at him because he carries his job. So he's a driver, and he respects it.
So let me tell you the stories that we hear, and which is why Jaywon has to take this up. Now, Jaywon is a popular figure. Because you are a Nigerian and you have dignity in your job, you do your thing simply, and it gets rubbed into your face that you are a nobody. It gets rubbed into your face that you are nothing. Over and over again, they make it so obvious to you that you have nothing, that you will wake up one day and say, anyhow, I must hammer in this country.
No, it's a wrong mentality.
That has been consistently pushed into people's throats. So you're a security man, you respect your job, you open the door, and every day, day in, day out, they are chipping away at your confidence, chipping away at your self-respect. They are making the inhuman treatment you face over and over again makes you feel like, this money, anyhow, we must make it. That driver yesterday said, if I was powerful, I would deal with you. That driver, the way he was looking, inside. It was so bitter. He said, because I'm a nobody, you did it to me. A trip of 600 naira and pay 15,000 naira, I will deal with this thing. That man can tomorrow go and do all sorts to make money so that he will never experience that pain again. He's not about self-confidence.
You're very correct. Let me take Hassan. Hassan, are you there?
Good morning.
Good morning. You're live.
Mariah, you are welcome back.
Thank you, sir.
Please, everything boils down to the rule of law. We have transferred the rule of law to the background. And corruption is the order of the day in Nigeria. We respect money more than anything. And you see, Tope, let me respond to you. You see, those people, you see them trying to have a bodyguard, trying to have this, trying to have that, trying to have power to exercise nothing. You understand? There are people that are empty. Those are people that have nothing to offer. Those are people that are psychologically defeated. Put it down that way. You see, corruption is all over. Go to banks. They collect money from you to give you loans. You go to seek for contract. They ask for what you have for us. We are all culpable indeed. The members of the society are contributing to these ills in the sense that they don't respect you anymore if you don't have money. In the early days, when we were in university, there are some big firms in our university that big guys bought cars for. Do you know what they did? Anytime we are going on holiday, they keep those cars in the university. All the dress is bought for them by those big guys. We are kept in university because they dare not allow their parents see those things. But nowadays, contrary is the case. There is total breakdown of law and order in us. We should begin to talk ourselves. We should begin to have what they call spiritual regeneration. On each and every one basis, we should be asking ourselves, what are we doing to correct the ills in Nigeria? Not only Buhari, in our homes, in our place of work. People ask for something. What are we doing? We should contribute our own way. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Hassan.
Thank you. So there's something I also noticed that we are naturally entitled people and everybody feels they're better than the next person. So even whether you're a poor man or a rich man, you come into a place and you expect not to stay on the queue. And when they enforce that you stay on the queue, you feel you are being victimized. We need to address that. It's entitlement. The same people will travel abroad and they will stay on the queue because they know there's a system to hold them accountable. I also want to go to government. One of the reasons that we are not able to invent anything in this part of the world, no matter how intelligent we are, is because we are all fighting to eat. Survival. Abroad, you see somebody dedicate 12 years, 50 years, doing one particular research because they want to, create solution for a problem. They are not thinking of where the next meal is going to come. They are not thinking of when they are going to have power. They are not thinking of when they are going to have good roads. They are not thinking about those things so they can focus on changing humanity. Our government needs to give us the basics. We need that. Once we get the basics, you see this amassing wealth because I don't want my children to suffer. I don't want my great-grandchildren to suffer. It will reduce. I travel and I see people outside the country. They have a few clothes. They are not bothered about how to dress. You have 3 jeans, 4 T-shirts, 2 tops, and you're good. They are not. They want a car. They will get a brand new car and pay for a long time. They want a house. They will get and pay. Just have a good job and do your thing, and you are okay. They would have the time to focus on the things that will bless humanity. So when you have people who are still struggling to have people do shakara with Mr. Big's nylon. In Nigeria, yes. I went to this place today and I had this food today and you are bragging because we are so impoverished. The government needs to give us the basic things so that we can face other aspects of life and become better.
Let me take this call. Good morning, are you there? Rosemary, are you there? Hello? You're live. Please listen to me, not the TV. Are you there? Okay, I think we lost that call.
So there's an important part of what Tope talked about, the driver's experience. That's become rampant at the airport. Fans should do something about it. Uber drivers are, of course, used to walking around the airport, and these people make money off of them. Yeah. A short distance, you make a phone. It is normal to make a phone call, and a caller can mislead you. As long as the person can show their Uber app there on the Google, you should excuse these people trying to make money off innocent people. You can't imagine what he's supposed to earn on that trip and what he's supposed to pay as a fine. And these guys are just waiting. They will just jump in front of your car and pick up every victim. This is a victimization case. Fine. I'm using this opportunity to call you out because there are videos of, an Uber driver who videoed and exposed them. And now Tope saw this happen also. Before people will start to take laws into their, before we have another Okada riders kind of revolution.
Let me take Femi.
At the airport.
Femi, are you there?
Please don't embarrass us.
Femi from Ikeja, are you there?
Yes, I'm still here.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
But, okay, yeah. I can't see them talking to me here.
All right, so...
Yes, I'm here. Thank you. Yes, I'm here.
Live, Femi, please go ahead. Don't listen to the TV. Listen to me. I mean,
okay.
8 years doing this, man.
I love the discussion going on.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Thank you. This off. And I want to make 3 points. One is responsible followership. Responsible followership. You know, people have been saying leadership, and I've been engaging a lot of people on that discussion. That look, even when we go to heaven, paradise, evil men will not be allowed because one single evil man can destroy the whole thing. And we that are Christian, we know that God has to send devil down to us because the presence of only one single devil with God, who is all-knowing, all-powerful, will turn around the heaven and make it back. And the heart was caused because the devil came to the earth. So leadership, followership is critical to good leadership. We have to understand that.
Yeah.
The second point is law and order. People always want to go and kill and say, okay, take me to court after I kill you. Because the process of justice is long. Everybody wants to commit an offense because they know that the process of justice is long. Right. Go to the road, you will see people breaking the law. They expect them to be towed away for police to court. How many police do we have? How much will government spend in court trying criminals? The last one is training. We always think education is training. No, education, schooling is different from training.
Yeah.
Training will tell, the good example is when they were asking people what is the meaning of BSc, they can't even interpret it. That is key to training. They need to know why they are doing what they are doing. Why you are a last man, why are you on the road? It's not to collect money, it's to make sure there's free flow of
Thank you very much, Femi. You see,
I've
had this conversation with a few people, so I know that many of our police officers and our security operatives do get trained. They are trained, but how do you reconcile training somebody and it goes back to the streets and doesn't have the basics? So you are telling him this is how to do it, but he's faced every day with the son saying that I need money for this, I need money for. So his circumstances.
You know, for a long time we're always discussing. We placed at the feet of the government, and you know she took us to the government.
So but to bring us back to the people. Yes,
the people.
All of us join.
And we the people in that. The government and its policies can only be implemented by people. And we have seen the impact of people taking a policy that would have bettered the life of their fellow, all of us. And they would circumvent that policy, not understanding the far-reaching effects of what you have done. So you're supposed to fix a road. You award the contract. You pay them the 100 million. You took 20 million from the person. The person has 80 million and is looking at it. Sometimes they even take like half of the money to settle. So the person says, this contract is 100 million. I have only 50 million to implement it. He can't do anything.
Wait,
so the man does not do the job.
Let me pause you. The person that is calling 20 million, he too is doing it because he has seen people who standing in line for pension.
Yes.
Wait, that for many years, his own father died standing in front of looking for pension. So he's trying to secure his own. So
the pension. So the pension is also people.
Doesn't justify it. I'm not saying that.
The pension is also human beings.
Yes.
That we have 36 states in this country, and only 3 states or less than 6 states are paying their pension for their governments.
Yes, sir.
So whose job? This only pension 5. Is only 5 states. All the states, other states are deducting from their staff salary, but they're not remitting. The issues are not just about it's we the people. Because we are the ones all of us sit up.
The man that is collecting 20 million naira from your contract, it's not just because he wants to eat it all. Because educational system is bad.
Yes,
he has to take that child abroad.
Get jobs.
He has his mother who is sick. That one has to go abroad. So that 20 million is extremely important to him because he needs to make sure the child has
to understand the impact.
Yes.
You see this mentality.
Say it in English now.
We don't get it. Say it in English.
My generation will not experience poverty.
Yes.
It's a lie. It's your generation upon generation's generation that will come back to that poverty with a selfish mentality.
Right.
Exactly. You see this Canada, all of us, we are going. Imagine that their generation, wait now, all their generation before were thinking of themselves alone. We will not have any Canada to.
Yeah.
They will not do road, they will not do school, they will not build housing for their people. Eventually, all of us will not want to go there. That's what brought us here, that we are looking for where to go. It's the mentality of our past leaders that you now start to amass only your own and your children. You see these houses that we are talking about in Abuja, these 2 houses. One person.
200.
No, one person, the 2 people now, 2 sets. One person's son is 60. That one is small. The other person only 200 and something. That person that have 200 and something quality investment for a Rodino to Toshimo. And the Irodiro, eventually, when they, but let's assume that the investment even paid, he sold it, he gave it to his children, those Irodiro, they will not lack the peace because the people's whose entire
entitlement. Let me talk about the Irodiro for a second. Let me
come there and attack it eventually.
The Irodiro, first of all, travel abroad, right? In fact, they go abroad very early. So they are already in the American system. You know, they're not even interested in anything in Nigeria. So you now get all this big property, you're abroad, they don't know who they're not interested. The houses are empty. So now, the 200 houses now there, nobody to live. So what you now die, they bury you, and families start fighting over 240 houses.
That's if they know now that is even available.
Because the bank's property.
So we are now you come right back, we come full circle.
Full circle. But not solving the problems. The problems that late Latif Jackson they try to solve in housing. If everybody copied the model, by now, imagine where everybody will be. We'll be dignified. I grew up in a 3-bedroom flat in a housing estate.
So, you know, Nima,
we'll be dignified in our own house, but we will not steal to build a
go
mansion.
Back to leadership. If you have children who are misbehaving, children who are not following law and order, what do you do as a father? Do you see that all of us are the same?
Justice.
I'm the father, you are the children, we all fell from the same tree. No, you will sit up. You will put laws in place. You will follow through. You will ensure. And we cannot just assume that all Nigerians are bad. Yeah. We have good people. Yeah. We have people that still have integrity. Find them to do the job. Ensure that people who are caught are prosecuted to the latter. Follow through.
If I find them, listen, if I want to find a good person, religion, ethnic,
we are not ready.
Will not enter.
We are not ready.
Say, he's not from this side.
We are not ready.
He's not this religion.
You will get a good commissioner, and then the PS will look at you and be like, in this ministry, you will not do anything for 4 years. You don't want us to chop. You said you will not do anything.
We're not ready.
We, the people.
Simple.
We, the people.
We, the people. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we hear from We, the people. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
So we're still addressing we the people. And it's like you have an opportunity, you steal money, you buy houses in London, Florida, Spain, China, Japan, Nigeria, your village, in or your state, in Lagos, and then you can't live in any of those places. Maybe just one place you live in. Because I remember there was an article that said that Dangote was going to sell one of his houses abroad, saying that he hardly goes there in a year. So he's spending money maintaining the house, and this was many years ago. So we're now asking ourselves, when we amass this wealth, to what end? So these two civil servants had together 300 something properties across FCT. And we're saying that we are the people hurting ourselves. What can we begin to do to help people understand that no matter how much money you have, at the end of the day, there's only so much you need.
No matter how much money you steal. So let's not take it away from people who work hard and earn their money. Okay. We have people who build. No, hold on. No, don't go there.
You have across the world.
I do not sleep right now. I don't sleep. So if tomorrow I decide to go on vacation 5 times a year, you now say I'm wasting money. I'm working hard. I'm putting in the work. I should be able to eat the benefits of my...
Would you buy houses in 10 places in the world?
I don't... For now, I don't think I need it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't have the means to.
Right.
I don't think I do.
But if you have the means, would you?
As long as I'm not stealing your money, I will. Because some of those houses will empower other people. I will provide jobs for them. People will manage the houses. They will earn a living. And I will make my money. It's my money. It's my brain. It's my... Please, allow me to ensure.
So let's not discount it as legitimate.
Hold on. So that's what I'm saying. So there are people who work hard, who are legitimate in their business, who are doing everything to ensure that they create opportunities for other people and extend the wealth. So you are more like a channel. You are a blessing. You are empowering other people. You can empower yourself. There's nothing wrong in that. The problem is those who take public wealth and buy those houses and lock them up, where there are lots of people who do not have good houses to live in. That's where the problem is. And that's what we should address. Because this, you know, when we tilt the conversation, it now seems like working hard is not really necessary when I don't need plenty things. It's okay to work hard legitimately. But if you are a thief, you have been given contracts and you circumvent, you cut corners, you are the ones that we are holding responsible this morning. And you need to understand that what you sow, you will reap. Somebody was discussing with me recently and said, have you ever seen all these people who've amassed Nigeria's wealth after they have gone? Do you see their children
Fourth generation, don't finish. Now you say
do you see their children, you know, distinguish themselves? No.
Even if the children distinguish themselves, the next generation
is
gone.
I don't see it's
gone. By the second generation, is gone. Most of the time, wealth transferred, second generation is gone. There's a statistic that all the millionaires, you know, we don't have statistics in Nigeria, so it's for America that most millionaires are first generation. That second generation, by third generation, it's out. So it's not, you can't really secure your future generation the way you think you will secure them. The best way to secure them is to leave them a good name and give them the capacity to empower themselves. I think that we also need to realize that these things that happen, these 200 and something houses, there are people that support this industry, this corruption industry that we have. There are many people that are supporting it. And as long as we don't have justice in such a way that a judge will give a ruling and then she's being investigated, her house is being ransacked, everybody is being shushed up. As long as we have stories of somebody is bribing to become a judge and all of them are paying and taking mortgage so that they can become judge. Because at the end of the day, when anything goes wrong, where do we go to? We go to the courts. So if the court is bad, what do we do? People now take laws into their hands, and then the institution is not strengthened. So the part of the government might be to make policies. The part of human being is for us to stand for the policies. And that's why I like the corner that said responsible followership. As all of us, we are the people, we are the one following, we are the one empowering these leaders. We are the one empowering them. But a human being is nothing without people following him. If I don't say Rakadede, you are nobody. So we must realize that we should give the glory to where the glory should be. And it's a lot of work for all of us in the media because we have the opportunity to shape minds, to take it as a huge responsibility and push the right narratives so that it will be trickling in. It might not be a magic wand that will change the society, but we'll be having that trickling in of impact little by little in the lives of everyone. Let me take Carol. We hope we can get more calls. Carol, are you there from the UK? Amen. Hello, Carol, are you there? Hello, Carol, are you there? Yeah, I think we're having connection issues. Do you have more messages on you? Okay, so
this is beyond the civil service. In some establishments, you have people who stagnate progress. You have people who slow down, hold back pension. When you hold somebody's pension, how does it double your own? If you say you saw your father queue up for his own, and it's your turn now, you now say, okay, let you just take care of yourself. How does it ensure your own? People can amass wealth in a short period, illegally, and lose it within the blink of an eye. So how does that secure anything? Why not ensure that a system works so that everybody gets their due and you get yours? All of us are taken care of. If we put the contributory pension scheme to take care of people when they are no longer as fit and strong as they were when they were young to work, why is it not working? What will be your gain when they stop that thing? Why don't we have a proper system of health care, health insurance, when it will pay all of us? Rather than say, let me amass enough so that I can just go to another person's country and get medical tourism and take care of only myself, when eventually you can only take care of yourself. The money might not be enough to take care of your mother, your other loved ones, and they will fall victim to the system that you destroyed. Why are we not bothered about?
Let me take this call.
To what end? How does it really grow you?
Aminu Kano. Good morning, Aminu Kano. Are you there?
Yeah, Madam Moraya.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yes. It is so interesting that you choose to tell Nigerians who we should be. And, you know, all of us have a responsibility. And responsible citizens, that's what makes a country. If any country that you see, that you envy today, there are no people from any part of the world that went to their country and make them what they are. We should, as Nigerians, be very mindful. We have a country, good one for that matter, with diversity, with all what anybody can envy. But we refuse to be responsible citizens. We should be, irrespective of our differences, we should be responsible, very responsible for that matter. That's where the leadership comes from. We are Nigerians. We should be very proud of our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So yes, we have messages on Facebook. Oshineye Kemi says, amassing wealth and corruption is a reflection of low self-esteem. Some people are so poor that all they have is money. Engineer Tope Martin says, slavery mentality everywhere. We are our own problem in this country. Until we admit that we have a problem to tackle, there will be no solution, and we will still go back to eat our vomit. Toby says, a white man told me that we Nigerians are very rich, and I looked at him that he doesn't know what they are doing, that we have oil, but they have a very good system that is working for them, that the difference is in our mindset. So I think that we should also, the mindset thing is also very important. people don't want to, we have a set of young people now. I've been trying to recruit marketers. I've been putting the advert over and over again, not one CV. I say I want customer service secretary, everybody's applying. Why? The kind of job that you will not have to, there's no, like the metrics are not there to say, oh, how many did you close? Results. This is it. So just to be answering customers, everybody, I've gotten so many CVs for customer service.
Easy way out.
Customer marketer that I will say, here is your target, do the work.
We don't like that kind of work.
So there is a mentality of hand me, I want to make it easy, and let me just dance on social media and make money.
Prayer points, you go.
Yes,
you walk like
an like an elephant.
That's the prayer point. Let me take this call. Good morning, are you there?
Hello?
Hello, good morning, sir. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hello?
We can hear you. Please listen to me and not the television. Go ahead, please.
Okay, yeah. I just want to contribute to what you have said there. Just two things. First, I think Nema talked about the fact that they provide basic things. Just like her too, my mom, as a P&C staff, was able to subscribe to a Jakonde estate, and from her little earnings, she was able to pay gradually. And when she retired and I started working, I was able to pay off the remaining part of the stuff that she was owing. That's one. So there are those basic things which government should provide. Be that as it may, we have a very, very poor consequence management system in Nigeria.
Yeah,
that is why people think that they can do things to get things. It's insanity for somebody, for two civil servants. Okay, the highest civil servant is a permanent secretary. A permanent secretary does not earn 1 million naira a month after all deductions. So how come two of them will own 304 houses? It's insanity. And if they are doing it because some other people have done it and they have gone away with it.
Yeah.
You see, so until we start a proper consequence management system in this country, I'm a thief. Oh, yes, I'm a thief, but somebody has stolen before me now. What happened to him? That is what is happening to us in this country. So we must...
Thank you very much, sir. I like that.
Did I keep person? I just stole.
Yes. Thank you very much. So it's changing our mindset because we're going to wrap up very soon. I think we need to drive this conversation somewhere. And it's about how much importance we put into wealth, into richness, into money. Not just even, wealth is different, but when you just collect the money, you're not even sure what to do with it. If it's to come together, maybe you're all a bunch of thieves, and you come together and say, you know, let us build a hospital. And we will see the hospital that you built, and we know that people are using it. Maybe we will look the other way. But the fact that you steal to buy properties for yourself, you now use pseudonyms that that is difficult to trace. And what's even more painful is that these are houses that people need. People are homeless.
So you can do it legitimately.
So you could have stolen money and build houses legitimately for people to it doesn't make it right.
That's what that to pay for.
What that means.
You can pay legitimate investors.
No, you don't need to. Please, not steal at all.
No, you can do what Tope is doing. Provide housing solutions for people.
Kidnapping.
So, sometimes, because when you don't have so much, you don't understand. I had a conversation with someone, she's into real estate, and she was telling me that, Tope, when you look at your account, when you have 300 million naira, not even billion, 300 million naira, that is your own, not any customer's money, that you would realize that all this hustle, you cannot spend. Like you will spend, you cannot finish it. You will just look at it that, what am I hustling for? He said, because we're always looking for, he said, you can only sleep in one bed, that she has escorts, that she always tells the escort that, beg, don't announce me, stay in the office, that they keep insisting she should have an escort when she's going out. Because this is legitimately made money. Because there's so much lack of opportunity for people to legitimately get there, we are using corruption to acquire. There are opportunities for legitimate money, and we need to encourage people to follow that line.
You can take a long time. That's the problem. And we want quick, yes, we want money. Children are growing fast. They want to go to university. The parents are getting sick. They want to go to the hospital. You know, you want to travel. Your children want to go abroad. They want to pay for school. They want the money today.
Mariah, when we can solve the issue of our systems, and see, Nigerians are very, I'll use the word cheap we are not looking for too much.
Yeah.
Give us an enabling environment, healthcare, good one, education, where I will not be thinking about my father back in Delta State, not having the ability to go to a hospital. He can take care of himself. Give us good food, give us good roads, give us water, ensure that we have access to quality education. Nigerians will create opportunities for Nigerians. Yes. They will not be bothered about how do I eat and steal and hide. They'll be bothered about what solutions do we bring to this community. Yes. I've identified this community. They need this, they need that. Let me go and think. I've studied this, I've done this, and I've done that. See, we will still come back to the same issue if we cannot have a proper system. Our problem is foundational. And I want to take this message here. James Lincoln says, there is no better Nigeria. Oh, no. Okay, there is no better Nigeria. We need to go back to our original foundation. Andrew says there should be a system, but who with clean hands will police this system? So we need to find those people who will give us this system. And in our little corner, like we're trying to hold everybody accountable now, you do what you can do. You don't impoverish people around you. Take care of your people, your community. And it just trickles down. Or else we'll keep coming back to this same thing.
Says everything is not God. Why not just have a good heart to help your country? You know, little by little, same intentions, little by little, will make a notion of good intentions and we'll have a better country. We can't continue to think selfishly. I'm sorry to say this. Once your plan is exit, you're in the selfish bracket.
Yeah.
You're saying, down. I can't do this wala anymore. If people sort it, I'll come back. Because an average Nigeria, it's true. An average Nigeria abroad is thinking, let me just buy land and secure. I was saying to someone, I said, you moved abroad, you have your valid papers, you've married an abroad person, and now you have your children abroad, but you are struggling to send money back home for a property here when you can own a property there, and your children are also, because of their mother, have their heritage there as well. Why are you struggling? And because maybe if I die, my children will want to come back home. Sometimes, I'm saying in retrospect, a lot of things my father used to talk about. We worry about the things that are not within our control.
Yeah.
If you are no more, all these things that you think you have put in place that will protect your generation unborn might not work for them. They might be squandered in the... In fact, even the Fulefu part is even one person that keeps the secret for you.
Honestly, there are two different angles. So those that money helps. They actually also help their children. Some of them raise their children to listen. There's somewhere home. So they bring them where they are very aware of their culture and they know that to come back. So it's objective, but it's purposeful. I think I've shared this story before with an Indian classmate of mine who, after graduation, she was so excited to go back to India. Because I only like, I'm here just to get knowledge and get out.
Go there and help them.
How did that happen? They have a community of Indians where they support each other. Come, we bring your children home, educate them, and then we take them back. Or they get them. So a bunch of doctors come together. They do their housemanship or whatever for resident for a period where they have the experience, and then you go back home. So it is purposeful migration.
Thank you.
It is towards an end. But we do it just me myself and I.
Your family, you are in the abroad.
But you see, I can't blame them because Nigeria has no structure.
Quick conversation too on that. I met someone in America and he's very interested in investing in Nigeria. And I had a conversation with him that, there's this property this person is marketing in Dubai. Why are you not putting your money there? It's a stronger currency. He said, because I want to develop my country. As in, the person said, I only invest in Nigeria. I have my house in America here, but I want to put my money in Nigeria because I know that if the money goes back, it is helping the community one way or the other.
Let me tell you this. I'll come to Nigeria. I think Nigeria, I believe, or Mike, I'm not sure. Hello? Oh, I lost that call.
Sorry, there's a problem with our mentality, and I don't want to say it's black. So two boxers had a world title fight. The one that won was black. So he bought bling-blings and did videos and prepared them, let them go and kill themselves. The other one that lost, won some money as well, went home. Looked at the community where he grew up and built 40 houses for people in that community for free because he didn't like the way the shelter was. So the money to what end eventually, if it is not for selfish gain?
We do not have a collective mentality.
Please, Brian, let me just quickly say this. There's a conversation I've had that when we go, Andrew Carnegie, all this Ford Foundation, billionaires, millionaires in the developed countries, when they die, most of their fund go into a foundation that is a charity that continues after them. We don't have that level of system here. where you will see hospitals in almost every state built by a private organization, a foundation that this person as a pastor knows. The money is not going to your children, like inside your family. You take some of the funds and there's a landmark project being done around. We are so survival in our mindset that everything is me.
Now, we're still back.
I was going to say, I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something. But I think, I mean, as we wrap up on this, the idea is that, yes, we're not saying we shouldn't amass wealth. We're saying that it should be purposeful. You know, it shouldn't be about me, myself, and I all the time. Because that's what these two civil servants did. Simple. It was about them and not so much about the community. Because if they had come to the government and said, yeah, please, I have this estate I'm building. What can we do to ensure we get people mortgage plans to have homes? That would have been better. But many of them were empty. According to the chairman of the committee themselves, most of them were empty, and that's what attracted them to the authorities. Saying, why are these houses empty? Obviously, they now traced it to realize that they're from stolen funds, and that's why they were trying to hide.
So we need to understand that nothing survives in the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea is a body of water that does not move. Anything that comes in stays trapped in, and there is no life in the Dead Sea. And if we look at all the people who have stolen and mastered and all of that, if we trace them to their generation, you see that there's actually no life in them. We are supposed to be channels of blessing. So as the blessing is coming through you, you are working hard, you are getting it, you are extending it to other people, you are helping lift people up. We need to break this crab mentality where we want to be the best at every table. See, we can all be the best in different things. We can't all be heads, and some of our prayer points need to change. We can't all be heads. It will be monsters. And that's where we are. We need the legs. We need the tail. We need effective any part of the body where you find yourself. Be at the head and tail. Yes. So we need to change all of this mentality and understand that for us to survive in this country, we need to be patriotic. So it's about Nigeria. What can I do for my country? Not what can the country do for me all the time. We keep asking that question.
You know, as we wrap up, because I remember that story I shared with you guys about somebody I know that he had COVID. And I think it was a doctor. He lived abroad many, many years, and he had so much money. Left his family in Nigeria. When they told him that this COVID thing and he was about to die, he transferred everything to his wife that he had abandoned for many years. Transferred it to the wife. Oh, please, make this or you will not collect. Unfortunately, fortunately, he now survived. Hey, he now said, okay, auntie, my money is like, are you all right?
I will transfer it back to you.
Transfer it. The man was had to now start over to start building. But now he knows that it's right to invest at home. Because he knew that if he died, that money is going to stay.
That is it.
That is that he has worked for nothing. And had families. And everything he transferred.
He even tried. Some people will be hiding their phone when they're about to die. And they won't want you to see their password.
I know some people like that. But we thank God. We have to wrap up. I think as we wrap up in this, I don't think we have any other messages, final ones. Important. Let's take a few before you wrap up.
Okay. Because my face says, we are not bereft of brains or potentials. What we lack is the morale to do what's right. We out a clause to good, doing good or being good. Do the right thing whether someone is watching or not. Cora says, I was watching a video on YouTube where a PAMSEC civil servant was facing a panel because the ministry was asking for a loan for water projects in certain parts of Nigeria. So the House of Rep members, this one is a long story, but...
Andrew Streetam says, can we all agree on this chat line that we should bring back war against indiscipline?
He said, so they were grilling this Igbo woman, and one House of Rep member asked her, he said, Madam, you came earlier to collect $400 million to make water accessible. You haven't rendered account of how that was done. That fund was spent, and you are asking for another loan. And our dear PAMSEC responded, nobody told me that I had to give account to the previous loan. He said I dropped dead when he heard that. She said, nobody has asked me to give account to the previous loan.
That's the mentality.
We must... System of consequence. What do you call it?
System of consequence.
Yes, consequence management.
Consequence management.
We have to wrap up. I think the best way to wrap up, because we started this conversation on the issue of the civil servants and Jaywon, saying that we, the people, are the problem. Yes, the governments have their own issues, and we are here criticizing the government every single day. But sometimes we must put a searchlight on ourselves. And yes, we are the ones causing these problems. Yes, you can get a good leader, but the good leader cannot function if we, the followers, too, don't make our own contribution.
Followership.
So we must begin to look at Nigeria not just as theirs, as ours. We're trying to build this nation. It's not them and us. It's us trying to build this nation. And we must be able to say no to corruption at all levels. That's all we can take on the show. I hope you learned a few things. Today was just one of those lamentation days, but it's all good.
It's not lamentation.
We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye for now.